Yo, what it is? Let's talk about it. Some breaking news. So this is an article from News One. We all know that News One is trizash, the garbage. Whoever writes for them, I don't know, man. It's like they got a bunch of millennial fuckity fucks over there writing. But anyways, they titled the article this, and you got to keep this in context because it's News One. But Justice Clarence Thomas wants more people to have guns. The Supreme Court heard arguments today on New York on gun laws. You won't be shocked on what Clarence Thomas stands, on where he stands. The funny things about black folks is the biggest crier of white supremacy all damn day long. Like we cry about it all damn day long. Like every single YouTube video, every single political conversation is white supremacy, white supremacy. But we the biggest proponents of gun control. Like, huh? Like you always people, we gonna destroy it, we gonna take it down, we gonna, dismantle it with no army, with no resources, and no weapons. Hey, if you want to take something, you gotta take it the way it was taken, with blood. That's just how it works. But anyways, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas has been one of the most destructive justices on the court. Damn, really? Okay. However, his foolishness is about to hit a whole new level with the Second Amendment being revisited for the first time in the course over decades. In case you missed it, Supreme Court hearing case to expand gun rights. Yep, you read that right. The majority of conservative court might make it easier to have a gun in a time where the majority of Americans are asking for more gun control. I'm not asking for that shit. I don't know anybody who's asking for it personally. But anyways, it all has to do with New York City, which has strictest rules to protect the people from gun violence. No, they have the strictest rules which infringe upon your Second Amendment rights. In July of 2019, New York City put a strict rule that limited where New Yorkers could bring their guns, which included transporting legally owned guns outside the city limits. No other city has that restriction. Okay? Okay? You framed it in a way to say protect people. But that's not protection. You just restricted their rights. New York City used to be bad, like really bad. And y'all didn't like stop and frisk, right? I don't either. But you can't deny that stop and frisk helped illegal gun owners from carrying their guns. We heard the interview on Hot 97. We heard Ebro talk to the people who was in his feelings. They went at DJ Envy, who bitched out and capitulated and changed what he felt. But it's a fact that getting stop and frisk, which was a bad policy, I'm not gonna lie, but it did do what it was supposed to do as far as people wasn't carrying dirty burners because there's a chance they could get stopped randomly and just frisk. Right? It is what it is. But anyways, I like how they framed it. This law was to protect people from gun violence. These are legal gun owners. So what legal gun owners are committing violence with their guns? The guns that are caught in these crimes are usually illegal, purchased on the black market, and they don't even follow the state guidelines anyways, right? Of your 10-round magazines, and it's 7 bullets when you're carrying it personally, only 10 for the range and for competition shooting, which I'm sure that you will get pulled over and go into the range, and they still gonna mess with you, right? It's a police state. It is what it is. But anyways, no other city has this restriction or state, which was put into effect after a horrible shooting of a school in Newtown, Connecticut. This shit ain't had nothing to do with us in New York, but bitch-ass Governor Cuomo overreacted and put these laws in place, right? My bad. Not Cuomo, because that was a state situation. Cuomo was a part of that, but that's like New York City is the mayor. That's up on him. So the mayor, de Blasio, and Cuomo worked together to get this horrible piece of legislation that infringes upon lawful gun owners, right? We're not talking about Pookies and Ray Rays, right? We're talking about people who purchased a gun, who went through a background check, who did it a legit way. You can't take your gun with you. You cannot get a concealed carry permit in New York City. I would never live in that big ass rat trap. You can't get in, you can't get out, and you can't even carry guns when in a city that, your whole livelihood is commuting and outside of your home. Anyways, this BS legislation was put in place. I'll put my editorial statements there. This was put in place after the shooting of children in Newtown, Connecticut. 26, including 20 children, and 6 7-year-olds were killed. Well, this is where we go in with the nonsense. Clarence Thomas isn't happy. He wants more people to have more guns. I agree with Clarence Thomas. The Washington Post report, Justice Clarence Thomas has complained that the lower courts have been too willing to uphold gun restrictions, accusing the courts of treating the Second Amendment as if a second-class right. God damn, man. I don't care if they get this passed, they get this done. There's no way Trump not gonna win. Like, it's just no way, right? Come on. The Post explains that these justices apparently want to adopt stricter tests for courts to apply to the Second Amendment. I agree. Cases making it harder for gun laws to survive legal challenges. I agree. If the court suits follow in New York case, recent reforms such as red flag laws, yes. Universal background checks, yes, could be impaired. That means that New York State's so-called SAFE Act should also be impaired. I would love that. Many states have made their own changes to their gun laws, which the federal government has failed to do. That's good. However, if these Supreme Court finds that New York City went too far, they did, within the latest restriction. Of course they did, because no other city or state has this restriction. You gotta think about it. This is America, and one state in the entire union has restrictions that nobody else gotta deal with. Like, nobody else gotta deal with this restriction. If you have a concealed carry permit, you can go as you please. So think about this. Think about the woman who's a nurse, or the chick who works late at night. She went out, tried to get a pistol, but she can't take it home with her. She can't take it outside the home. She can't transport it. What's the point of having it if you can't use it when you're in a dangerous environment, in a dangerous space? This could be serious blow to the gun advocacy groups like Everyone for Gun Safety, March for Our Lives, Moms Defend Action, and the 10,000s of other groups. Leave it up to Clarence Thomas to be the one on the wrong side of history. Ain't that's the funny shit that millennial folks say? When they don't agree with you, they'll say, you're on the wrong side of history. As if I give a shit. No. But anyways, that was some Call of Duty. I think that's from the beta. I'm trying to figure out where to record some new content. But yeah, like, come on. Like, stop. I don't get it. I don't know what's happening there with the pause. But yeah, like, black folks is so anti-gun and so in their feelings when it comes to gun control. It don't make sense. Like, how can you be talking about white supremacy all damn day and be the proponent for gun control? They made a movie about New York City getting invaded by a bunch of tiki torch white boys because they knew that the gun laws were trash.